It was, of course, Davey Horne, and Davey Horne's with us in the studio. Davey, hello, welcome.
How's it going?
I'm good to see you. Yeah, tell us a wee bit about that song then, because it's been getting airplay, and we want to know from the writer what it's about.
Yeah, I suppose I was just trying to come up with make up a story. I kind of got a Bob Dylan kind of vibe thing. It's about Mexican cowboys, outlaws or something, looking
Yeah,
for a killer somewhere.
yeah,
It's a bit mental, but yeah, it's just that I was just basically making up a short tale story.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it sounds good, and it's all part of the big plan, and doing different songs and different styles and whatever, and all part. And of course, you'll be showcasing this soon, and it's time to welcome Mike Clark, who's with us as well. Mike, hello.
How you doing?
I'm good to see you as well. And of course, the big story is there's a big homecoming show with Davey Horne at the Adam Smith Theatre.
Yeah. Um,
I'm just an adopted fifer.
no,
I
you
thought
got
you
your
were a Glen
passport.
Rothes boy. Yeah.
No.
Falkirk,
Falkirk,
man.
eh?
Aye,
Oh,
that's how Davey's got a strong back because he's out at night trying to dig the moon out the puddle all the time.
marvelous, marvelous stuff. Right, so
But,
tell us about the big show.
well, a lot of people will know this anyway, but like Davey collaborates with me in my live group and helps me with a lot of stuff. Um, Unbeknown to a lot of people that follow me, I mean, most of them now actually, like Davey's probably the best singer-songwriter in the country, you know what I mean? But he spends most of his time basically sessioning for other people, which is cool. It's all right me being on the radio with him because nobody can see us together. But when we're doing gigs, I have to get a cardboard box for his head and that, give him the cereal box. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I'm not going to
so
get out the door after this.
I know. But Davey, I mean, he's been away recording new stuff in Nashville, like Sheryl Crow's band and all that stuff. It's insane, and he's one of these guys that can just walk into a setting like that and just belong there. You know what I mean? So there's a few things coming up later in the year that the powers that be we can't really speak about yet. So we decided that we just put a massive show on in the hometown. We get it filmed so we could get stuff at broadcast later in the year when said secret squirrel stuff comes to fruition. And it'll be a good chance for Davey to actually showcase himself with his full band to basically my audience as well as his own. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Dave's got the biggest job because he's got his own band, and then he's joining you for the City
Ah,
Hall.
then he's moonlighting with me. Yeah, aye, brilliant, huh?
Definitely. Yeah. No pressure, then, Davey. No pressure, pal.
You know,
But
All
Davey
good.
holds all the cards now, so all he can start doing is just like hitting me like wee flat and fifths and stuff, and
I'll just transpose it up a few tones when I'm playing
just
with
play
him.
a
Yeah.
semitone of tune with me. To be fair, I'll probably take everybody's mind off my singing. I mean, so.
I know, but then you've got to follow him. That's the thing.
Oh, look, man, tell me about it. It's ridiculous. Ken, when you got your own group going, your name's on the door, the guy singing backing vocals in your band, you're getting imposter syndrome off it straight away. You know what I mean? Ridiculous.
Oh, good.
But
No,
it'll be great, man. I mean, we've managed to rope in a few sort of musical mates that are pretty well known in that as well for guesting, which would be pretty good for Kirkcaldy actually.
yeah.
So we've got Cav Sandu for the Happy Mondays. And he's also just kind of finalising all the stuff. They're bringing out the Blitz Vega album the week before it, and that was the project he done with the late Andy Rourke. They were actually recording that when he was out. So I mean, that's a massive thing. And so the fact that he's got the time to come up and he's taking the time to come to do that, because he's like between Los Angeles and London, you know what I mean? So he's coming up to guest at the gig. So that'll be a series of flashing lights and fires in Kirkcaldy. But
I know this is it. You've been to LA, you've seen the lights and the universal weather, and he's done all the hard stuff for Happy Mondays and his other collaborations.
I was meaning the emergency services, like that's what I was meaning.
Yeah. And he will see the lights. You'll see the lights at Domino's as he's going down to Adam Smith Theatre.
Oh, aye, brilliant. And we've got Jamie Watson for big country guesting with us.
Yeah.
And Jamie's probably like the nicest guy in music, like, you know what I mean?
Very nice.
I went down to see them at the O2 in London and got a guitar thrown at me at that and got banged out on the stage with them with no rehearsal or nothing. It was wild. So after that big palaver, Jamie's coming up. He's been in rehearsal with us all properly and everything. He's not just going to rock up. So
Sure.
there's a lot of work going on here. We've got
Jamie
Neve
is
Cor-
amazing, actually, because I knew him when he was a
brilliant.
kid, you know, with his dad, Bruce, you know, and things like this.
he's a lovely guy, Jamie.
He's been in the music business and now, you know, adopted into big country, and you know, they're as big as they ever were because of their back catalogue. You know, and I mean, it is amazing. So, for even, you know, Mike, you getting on stage with the guys as well must have been quite a thrill. The iconic songs, you know.
Oh, aye. The thing is, I was kind of like a bit shell shocked at first when I went up, but I was about 6 pints and 3 tequilas deep, so I just went for it and started dueling guitars with Bruce and that.
Yeah.
So I just totally
Yeah.
went for it. It was great. It was a lot of fun. It was brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah.
But so he's doing it. Neve Corky, who's probably like one of the best voices in the county. Like,
Voice of an angel.
oh, she has it. Honest, she could butter bread with that voice. Like, you know what I mean? So Neve's going to do some of her own stuff because I mean it's only right if she's going to be guesting with Davey and guesting with me. But like when you got somebody that good, you got to let them do their thing. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And she's tremendous. Like, so she's guesting. We've got Janie. She's a sort of Irish singer, fiddle violin player. She's coming along. In the middle of trying to rope Dov in a wee bit with a few more pints to Shilling. But I think if he's back for Spain, he's been away to Kyle's songwriting camp thing in Spain. So if he's back, he's going to be doing it as well. We've got Mike O'Reilly's daughter coming up singing. It's a full hoo-ha. So like it's a massive production, but it's a bit different than just doing a gig. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But pre-plan all this. And
Well,
again,
you got a chance to rehearse with this full collaboration then, or is it going to be, you know, maybe just get together for sound checks on the day or whatever?
No, there's a lot of prep work went into it. Like there's a lot of prep work. So it's one of these things. I mean, the gig itself, you just say, well, look, we've done what we need to do and go out and have a bit of fun. That's what it's really all about. But yeah, you just put the work in at the start. So there's been a lot of pre-production work. Even the stage planning's been pretty mental. Because again, you don't want it to be like a show because it's a bit like hoo-ha. You know what I mean? But it's a gig, but a wee bit more organised for the way it's going to look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it's got to look spontaneous, but you guys know what you're doing. You know, I mean, I imagine you've got the set list already typed up and printed and ready to go. I mean, they can't be, unless, you know, you think, you know, if we get an encore, what we're, you know, going to do.
Thing is, though, after a few lemonades, that all goes south anyway. So you basically just have your blueprint. That you kind of work from. But I mean, it's getting filmed and all that stuff for possible broadcast later on. And the film crew that are coming up for to do it, I mean, you got Martin Pickering, who like he films like Dua Lipa and Mochiba and all that jazz. He's coming up to do it. I mean, we've got sponsorship for Future Sonic Records, which is mad. I mean, so there's going to be a few of the guys coming up. Ian and Sandy for the Dick Dynamite crew.
Amazing movie. Yeah. Award-winning movie. Yeah.
Aye, man, and they're great guys. So they're coming up. So there's a lot of links in the chain. You know what I mean? If you like to kind of keep in line. But I mean, once 7 o'clock hits, and all the Rajis that normally turn up to my thing try to French kiss everybody on the lips as they enter the door starts to happen, then it's just like, well, it's a free for all anyway. We'll just kind of ride it, John, like see what happens. And
it'll be a party, and it'll be filmed. It'll be fantastic. You know, I mean, it all sounds great. And Davey, your own band, I assume you've got your set together, and you're all set, and you're going to really have to condense it down to an opening piece for this show, are you not?
No, it's a full, probably an hour.
Okay.
We're both going to do about an hour, because it's
about that, yeah.
Kind of double headline thing, so you know, so it's like, but yeah, no, I think I've nearly got. Well, I know what songs I'm going to play. I've just not got the order of them yet.
Okay, no, that
I mean,
sounds good.
people,
And I assume, I mean, how often do you get together, Davey, with your own band? I mean, is it like rehearsal and workshop times regularly? Do you have a wee studio you hide away in, or is it a case of you only get together for, a forthcoming gig?
Usually we go months without rehearsing if there's no gigs, and then just but we've been proper every week for this show. So for the last couple of months we've been in the in the rehearsal room getting stuff ready.
And do you rehearse locally, or do you have a place?
I rehearse in the substation in Rosyth.
Great wee place, yeah. You never know who you bump into in there. Again, like Big Country and, everybody from Mogwai and things like this, they're all just showing up at substation. I love it along there.
Substation's an institution,
You drive past it and don't even know it's there,
It's a good middle ground for my band. We're for, bands from all over. I've got Glasgow, Edinburgh, Blair Gowrie. It's like, a middle meeting point. It's right off the motorway. It's ideal.
You've got to mind their passports as well. When they come here and they keep asking who Ken is.
Who's Ken?
Who's Ken? Ken?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, all good. But David, just talking about your own collaborations and things. I mean, you've been across to Nashville recording and collaborating as well. How did you find that? I mean, because it's quite a big step for playing the wee pubs, clubs, and places around about here. Great as they are, but I mean, to go to part of the music industry.
Yeah, I've been playing. I play with a girl called Nicole Atkins from Nashville. She's from Asbury Park in New Jersey, but she lives in Nashville. She's been opening for like Stevie Nicks at the moment. In fact, she's doing one today, I think, or tomorrow. And been pals with her for years. I think the first tour I did with her, which was on a 3-month tour in America in 2014, and then I've just kind of on and off played with her for ever since over here and in Europe, and I've met loads of cool people through her. But yeah, so I was just talking to her about doing some recording.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, you should come up to Nashville and I'll organise a recording session and get a band together," and then pulled the sickest band together that she could possibly imagine. And I had a few of the players from Sheryl Crow's band. So like Oddly Freed, he was in the Black Crows. I had Pat Sanson from Wilco. Fred, the drummer, he plays on literally every single record in Nashville. Willie Nelson, Carrie Underwood, everyone. So that was a really great experience going into.
No, it must be. And I mean, did you find that once you get instruments out and whatever, it's just the same as backroom stuff or recording or collaborating back here? I mean, is it intimidating, or do you find that no, you fit in really well and it's it's all cool once you get the wee juices out,
Yeah, I mean, it's always I'd never really met any of them before, all like Nicole's mates, but there's always that thing that you hope that they like the songs and they like the lyrics, but I suppose they wouldn't turn up if they didn't, did they? But yeah, just kind of sent them the tracks the night before and turned up, and I mean, they guys are next level on it, ran through the track a few times, changed a couple of bits here and there, worked out what, the order, and then just did it all, tracked them all live. And then I did like overdubs went to another studio the day after and did all the vocals and recorded another song there. And yeah, it's a good process. I like recording live for my kind of stuff because it captures the energy and the vibe.
Of course it does. Yeah, absolutely.
That captures your libido.
That's it.
Mike, have you any aspirations to do the States or play, the New York clubs or Nashville or any place like that?
There's a few things in the pipeline, funnily enough, that I'm still not going to talk about, which looks like I might be going over there.
Okay.
For a wee while. It's not like I didn't like this whole like cloak and dagger thing. It's basically just the people that it's organised for. It's a kind of special thing, so it's not been announced yet. So I'm sure. It's not my.
No, understood.
Yeah. But yeah. But America's is, you find it's a weird one, eh? You know, it's like when Americans come here, they're like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
But I think it's because you're the foreigner, you're more kind of intriguing.
Grass is always
Yeah.
greener.
People are like,
that's true.
there's a Scottish. There's somebody
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
Scottish.
no, I get that.
Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I start speaking and everybody just thinks that I've lost my mind on drugs and they think I'm a dog, so they think I'm just barking all the time.
Just takes them a good week or so to work out what you're actually saying before you can.
I know,
I know.
it's the story of my life.
You
know what
just
I mean?
nod a lot, you know, and that's
You just need to sing it, because then you can understand it.
Just use the power of your
No, but I
lungs.
mean, we get a lot of visiting Americans, and you know, they come from all over the States, particularly in North Carolina for some reason, and they'll come across. They were joining us on the radio, and they find this, you know, amazing. And you're playing off their machty. I mean, how's that great? You know, I mean, 'cause
I think
I'm DJing in some of these places, you know, and you think nothing of it, but they think it's amazing just because they're getting good
Yeah,
crowd
but
reactions.
it's easy to get complacent when you're
Yeah.
somewhere all the time. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
you know, I like travel. I'm really lucky that what I do lets me travel with it as well. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I love all that. I like meeting new people, finding new cultures, finding crazy senses of humour, just seeing mad stuff. You know what I mean? And like, I've always thought that if I could like recommend to anybody that's kicking 20-year-old, if they're like, what do I do? It's like spend a year somewhere you're not from. You know what I mean? One of the best things you could ever do. Like, but America, I'll probably get invited at some place like Nashville just because I could legally be shot. That's-
Yeah.
like get 'em.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I mean, talking about shows and things, I mean, there must be like gigs and festivals that you're party to that you can't even announce yet that's going to happen later in the year.
Yeah. There's something pretty cool in the process now for the summer, and right at the back of that, there's something pretty mega that's going to be happening actually. I mean, once I'm allowed to talk about it a while, because I love talking.
Yeah. But it's exciting times. This is just one step towards the next, you know?
Totally,
No.
man.
Oh,
So I've
good.
got like, I've pretty much just about finished my second record already. So that's
Okay.
because I'm not going to have the time to work on that while I'm doing other stuff. But so that'll be kind of done and dusted, ready for blast off in a few months, I think. Like,
Okay.
what
So maybe
order we do
towards
things
after
in.
the summer, maybe a release.
To be fair, yeah, I mean, it's like anything. It's like the cogs turn, but they turn slow.
Yeah.
I mean, if I want to do the whole TikTok thing and smile and nod every time I'm singing a chorus and write a song about getting dumped or some kind of relationship complaint because some birds got sick of my crap humour, like, yeah, I could jump in, but I'm not really into that. You know what I mean? And fair play to people that are. I'm not taking anything away from them. Like, but I know what I want to do with my stuff, and I know the integrity I've got in it. So you do kind of have to go through that process of like planning things properly, making sure it's coming
Yeah,
out.
exactly. You know, that's the non-sexy bit of the performing thing, isn't it? Oh, the admin and all this stuff. It has to be done.
People think like rock and roll, they're like, oh, you're just running about with your pants on inside out and waking up with them the right way around, and it's like, no, it's just admin. You're doing admin, and then you get to go and light the fuse.
It's just trying to beat the algorithm. That's what music is these days.
Music guy's beating the algorithm. The thing is, man, it's like you'll not get there because it's funny, because everybody's like, here's another relationship complaint. You know what I mean? Some dude with a buzz cut singing about getting dumped. Davey's like, here's a song about a horse. Here's a song about a horse. And it's tremendous. I mean, absolutely tremendous.
Taking, I see the lights all been decided, and I can't breathe the air in here. I'm so deep in my head, and I can feel the flames of fear burning in my bed. Take me. Can't breathe the air in here. I'm so deep in my head, and I can feel the flames of fear burning in my bed. Take me.
No, it's amazing because now you've got a publishing deal and a record label and whatever. There'll be expectations as well because, it's not just producing the music because they'll be saying, well, what about a launch program and as you're saying,
Yeah,
the
there's a lot.
TikToks and the Instagrams and the wee teasers and the interviews. I mean,
Yeah.
part
Well,
of
I
this.
mean,
and
the label thing. I mean, I've got a working relationship with the label at the moment. I mean, I've not signed anything
Okay.
with them, but we've got a label sponsoring the shows, like Future
Yeah.
Sonic are sponsoring the show, which is brilliant. So they're coming up. So I mean, I'll be keen to do some work with them on the record if we can. I mean, it's like anything. I can sit and see what it looks like it's happening, but it's not really entirely up to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the guys are great. The guys are tremendous, and I'm always one of these people. It's like I'm quite easy to say no to. You know what I mean? I'm not really selfish about too much stuff. So like I just look at everything as a bit, pretty cool opportunity and just get to ride the wave until I get found out. Really, John. But one thing I do run all the time is like I run a zero idiot policy. And I've been lucky that way. Like everybody that comes to work with me, they're all really nice. You will never see them being rude to people. You know what I mean? And on the contrast of that, I'll never stand there and see anybody being rude to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the industry could be weird. I mean, to be fair, like 90% of people you meet in the industry are just total characters and amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you get the faction of where like you get people that are maybe not really into music. They're into attention, and the music is the thing they've learned in order to gain the attention. So
Yes.
these characters, if bricklaying gave them the attention, they wouldn't be learning the guitar, they'd be learning bricklaying. You know what I mean?
And a lot of them are in management. It's unbelievable, and they're in
Well,
control,
Yeah, you can read them a mile off, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just tend to steer clear of that. Just keep the house all right. I mean, to be fair as well, it's like when you're in a room and you can't spot the idiot, you're the idiot. So that's me. So I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? So-
Yeah. Move on.
Yeah, we need to
Absolutely.
keep this guy under wraps sometimes,
Oh,
See the
good.
stuff I put up with.
And I mean, when you're putting together a band, and I mean, obviously, Davey Horne's involved. Is it quite difficult to, get people that you can work with and that's into your music or whatever? Or is it just like almost journeyman that is coming along? Because how solid is the band that you take on that stage?
Oh man, right. So it's actually neither of that, right? It's basically like opening a bag of monkeys, but they all just do what they're supposed to do. Nah, I mean like so Davey comes to sessions with me. You got Tony Hamilton, she sings, Mike O'Reilly, who's like ridiculous, Rhys Dobbin, I mean, he's done like drum sessions for Jeeves and the Marriage. Jeeves plays with everybody, you know what I mean? He's tremendous. John Muir from Moonlight Zoo is playing bass with us. You know what I mean? Like, so I was quite lucky in a way. It kind of like, I started making certain inquiries and it kind of fell together. So the people that I was going to ask ended up mentioning, oh, here you're looking for such and such. So I was like, oh my God. So it was no long after I'd done like the first record and I was trying to gig the record. So even to the point where trying to learn the material, like I didn't have to show anybody anything. They just turned up and I was just like, look, just do what you want. Because one, although I recorded everything on it, I'm not as good a drummer as Reese. I'm not as good a keys player as Davey. You know what I mean? So that type of thing, you go, look, don't like get a plumber to your house and then stand and tell them how to plumb your house. So I was just like, look, do what you want, and if something's not working, we'll figure it out. And it was like instant. I mean, like we hardly have to rehearse, Davey. Yeah. It's like it's mad. Like it's like plugging them into the wall.
Wow.
So as far as I'm concerned, it's like I've kind of won the lottery with that because one, they're all nice people. Two, they kind of keep me in check. To be fair with you, I mean, I learn as a musician off them because they're all really good at what they do. You know what I mean? I learn all the time. Kind of like my writing changed a wee bit for the second record. I've learnt more about certain things. And it's good when we're away. I mean, we probably spend more time laughing than we do actually getting any work done, you know what I mean? Which is kind of the way it should be, and there's no hard no stuff in it, you know what I mean? They're just like a creative people,
Yeah.
But to kind of put it in a nutshell, it's like I'm the one with the imposter syndrome, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Aye.
Oh,
It's
well,
my name on the door, but I'm the worst one of the lot of them. Like,
yes.
If you're trying to tell me I'm going crazy, well maybe you're onto something good.
Well, it's all coming together, and it all takes place May 25th at
That's
Adam
right,
Smith. Doors open from 7 and show about 7:30.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Try and be
Yeah.
there from the start because it's
yeah.
a,
It's going
it's
to
a proper
start. Yeah, it's a proper show. Yeah, so it's like it'll start properly scheduled. But like we've made it family friendly as well. We've been aware that some people might be like, well, look, wouldn't mind bringing some of my kids to a gig or whatever. So I'm sure the venue put out kids tickets for it as well.
There's definitely kids coming, I know.
Yeah,
I
well,
know of.
well, your kids come in.
Mine's just coming,
Michael Riley's
know.
wee lad, she's going to sing with us. It's going to be amazing. She's
Wow.
buzzing. She's like, do I wear a leather jacket? I was like, you do what you want. You know what I mean?
There you go.
But,
No, it'll be
yeah.
quite a spectacle because, as I imagine, we're a professional film crew. They're going, sure, the lighting's good. I mean, it's a great venue. I mean, it's brand new. I mean, have you
I
had
know,
a chance to have a look so far at
The venue's
at the
incredible.
room?
Aye, but that was where it got picked. So like, again, due to the Secret Squirrel stuff, like we were going to do something to get film footage and recording to coincide with stuff later on in the year, like broadcast stuff.
Yeah.
So one, we're like, look, we maybe need to get some stuff done that we could maybe get put out to coincide with you releasing stuff, etc. So we get like proper TV quality stuff. And then I was like, right, we'll hate to do that like a theatre gig. And I've been back and forward to London like a yo-yo. And then as we were chatting about it, it's no long after that Adam Smith Theatre opened. So I was actually just in there having a look. And I was like, wait a minute, like, why didn't we just do this here? You know what I mean? So then me and Davey spoke about it. He come and had a look at it. It grew arms and legs, like, quickly. You know what I mean? Aye, so it's like, we can get everybody involved in it as well. Because like, Davey's got quite a loyal fan base here. I mean, I've like everybody's had my back. They've been amazing. So I think I'd have to be quite rude not to do something where they can all get involved as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if somebody's going to be bunging a cabbage off my head on camera, I'd rather it was somebody I know than somebody I didn't know. You
I'll
know?
bring a cabbage.
I bring a cabbage. Davey,
Don't bring the custard pies. Yeah.
Aye. So like, so it kind of keeps it all as everybody's thing, eh? Because it's like that thing. It's kind of like I'll do a show with my name's on the door, but as soon as the door's open, it's not about me anymore. I'm just a part of the night. You know what I mean? So I'll allow it to be a bit like that as well. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of pre-production work and that going into it. But I'll not like bore everybody with the technical aspects. But there's a lot of effort going into it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you want it to be right as well for a number of reasons, you know. I mean, it's the hometown gig. It's being filmed. It's going to be a big house. You know, I mean, you don't want to let anybody down, you know, including your guest musicians, you know.
Aye, that's it. I mean, if people are prepared to chuck a few quid at a ticket and take their time to come along and see me, you know what I mean? You've got to put the work in for that, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because you do your hair before you go on a date. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You're not just going to dip your bum in the sink and be like that all day. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But like, so it's just that whole thing. You've got to put the work in for everybody else. Then after that, it's out of your hands. It's
Yeah.
thing.
Are you doing any merchandise or anything on the day?
I thought about that. I mean, are you gonna?
I've got a couple of 100 t-shirts that I've been trying to get rid of. If anyone wants to-
Perfect.
There you
That's
go.
just what you need. I mean, some of the bands that the Kings have seen, you think, never heard of them. They're doing, you know, they're not getting a lot of cash and whatever, and it's not selling well. And they'll come out with T-shirts, CDs, DVDs, and all sorts of things. Where are you getting all this? You know, I mean, they've concentrated on that, and they've not been in the studio. Yeah.
Aye, it's mad. I've never really done any merch.
Yeah.
It's a thing because I'm always like, well, who's going to be running about my name on them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sitting in the loft for 4 years.
I'll have to find some pretty cool design that doesn't have my face on it. I'll just put your face on my t-shirts. I'll be like, there you go. I'll just put Davey's face on it.
Perfect.
Clerk,
Yeah.
sorted. Not guilty, Your Honour.
My first album was too long for a single record, and I was looking at the price of it, and I was like, nah, I'll just get on this. Double gatefold.
You're not going down the road of, you know, the double vinyl and all that.
That's what I was going to be, but the double vinyl on a cheap, and you know, didn't want to be sitting with 500 for the next 3 years. So
That's what happens. And yet, as I was looking at just before we spoke, the amount of stuff that comes in, I mean, new material that people, and you just think, it is unbelievable.
The thing
the stuff, and that's not counting downloads. I mean, the amount of people just no bother pressing anything, and yet some of them will go wild on artwork and things. You could spend a fortune with no return. It's amazing.
It's a total digital age now, isn't it?
I mean, there is one part, like, so like when I done my vinyls, the reason why I done them is I quite like the fact of having something physical.
Yes.
Like, oh man, we had people involved in making this, so.
Sure.
So like I had like LJ doing artwork for it, so it's like there's somebody's artwork on it, and I quite like all that. You know what I mean? I used to like the old like factory records things that you used to do with the press, like chicken feet and inside the infinity groove.
Yeah.
Like a chicken had run through the pressing plant and stuff. I loved like finding all the Easter eggs. So I get that, but if you're sending out like promo stuff, like you can do it on an email.
Yeah.
It's like I used to really take the hump with like the whole like, oh, I've made this thing and it's a cyber wave in space. But you can do both, you know what I mean? It's like back in my day, you know what I mean? And be turning into one of these guys, you know what I mean? Back in my day, we had one shoe between the 10 of us and we were chewing tobacco, like, But I will get, as long as you're not doing the smiling TikToks, you're all right.
Well, I'm going to so.
Oh, I hate the smiling TikTok.
Now that you've put that in my head about writing a love song and put it on TikTok.
This song is only 500 calories and 50 grams of protein.
Amazing. So it's all going to be good. May 25th. Tickets now either by going up to the box office at the Aerosmith Theatre or on fife.com. Dead easy. Get it before it sells out. Davey Horne and Mike Clerk, plus all the guests that are coming in to see them. It's a Saturday night. It should be a great night. And let's finish with a wee song. And there's a few from I used to call it the Lockdown album, but technically it wasn't a Lockdown album, Mike. You know what I mean? Oh. We're looking at Thoughts of Fools.
All right. Yeah, so a lot of people thought it was written in lockdown because it kind of came out around about that point, but I'm actually that miserable that it was all written before we even had any inkling of that, like before we had the Venezuelan flu. It's had many names now. Doing laps of the fridge for a while.
Yeah. Well, let's hear this one then, and we'll look forward to the big show. So, for the moment, Davey and Mike, thanks for your time today.
Thanks for your time, John. It's been good to see you, man.